Welcome to experiment 5th of electrical machine lab. In this lab particularly we are going to see the theory behind the no load test and short circuit test on a three-phase alternator. The other name of alternator is basically three-phase synchronous generator. So the objective of the test is to conduct the open circuit and short circuit test on a three-phase alternator and predetermine the percentage regulation curve by using the equivalent circuit parameters. So basically we are trying to find the equivalent circuit parameters first from the testing, that is the open circuit test and the short circuit test, and then we will try to determine the percentage regulation of the alternator. So the nameplate details of the instrument that we are going to use is basically the DC motor and three-phase alternator. So these two will be mechanically coupled with each other, the DC motor and the three-phase alternator. So first we see the DC motor, it is of 5.2 kilowatt power rating, whereas three-phase alternator is of 5 kVA. And the voltage for the DC machine is 220 volt, whereas the three-phase alternator is of 415 volt AC. So this is AC and here you have the DC. Now here one point to be noted is that the three-phase alternator power rating is given in kVA, whereas the motor rating is given in kilowatt. The maximum current rating for the DC motor is basically 20 ampere, whereas the alternator is 6.9 ampere. So we should not cross the maximum current rating of the device. The speed, because both are mechanically coupled with each other, so the speed is 1500 RPM, which is the rated speed. The DC machine is excited at a current of 0.9 ampere, whereas the alternator is excited at a current of 5.8 ampere. So the motor that we are used is basically a shunt motor where the field winding is connected in parallel with the armature, having the resistance of the armature as 0.8 ohms and the shunt resistance as 183 ohms. The alternator that we are going to use is basically of cylindrical type, that is squirrel cage in the rotor, and here you have the resistance is basically 6 ohms to the neutral. So the equipment we are using are the voltmeters, ammeter, rheostat and tachometer. So we will be using both the DC voltmeters and the AC voltmeter, and we will be using the AC ammeter and the DC ammeter. Rheostat is used to change the resistance, variable resistance, and the tachometer is used to measure the speed, which is maximum of 2000 RPM. So these instruments are basically digital type of instruments. Now let us see the circuit diagram. So as I said that we are going to perform the open circuit test and the short circuit test. So the first circuit diagram we are going to see for the open circuit test. So this is basically for the alternator side and this is for the motor side. So motor, which is a DC motor, is connected to a DC supply of 220 volt DC supply through a 3-point starter, and voltmeters and ammeters, which are both DC type, are connected to measure the voltage and the current. And then in the alternator side we have the field regulator, which is used to excite the field winding of the alternator. So this is your field winding of the alternator, which is excited from a DC supply of 0 to 220 volt DC supply, and the current is used to measure the field current. So here we are going to measure the field current, and a voltmeter is connected between two terminals of the alternator to measure the line voltage. So here we are going to measure the line voltage. Since it is an open circuit test, so we have connected a voltmeter between the two terminals of the alternator. So this is open circuit test. Whereas in the short circuit test, the DC side remains the same, whereas on the alternator side, instead of voltmeter, we will be connecting an ammeter to indicate that this is a short circuit and a current is flowing here. So we will be having a short circuit current flowing on the two terminals of the alternator, and this ammeter is going to measure the field current as usual. So this is the short circuit test circuit diagram. Now the introduction, if you see, so since we are trying to find the voltage regulation of the alternator, so that is basically defined as the rise in voltage at the terminals when the load is reduced from the full load, that is the rated value, to 0. So when we are changing the load from the full load to 0, so full load will be changed to 0 suddenly, keeping the speed and the field current constant. So two things we need to keep constant is the speed and the field current. So the percentage regulation formula, that is the voltage regulation, is the change in the voltage between the no load and the full load value to the voltage which is at the full load into 100, because we convert it into percentage. Generally, this regulation value has to be less for a better machine. So for a small machine, the regulation may be found by direct loading. So if you have a small machine, it is possible that through a direct loading we can find the regulation. But for a large machine, the voltage regulation is predetermined. We do not give a direct loading, but we are trying to determine by some other method like EMF method, MMF method, Pottier and ASA method. These are the indirect method of determining the voltage regulation of specifically the large machines, and all these methods require the open circuit characteristic and short circuit characteristic. So to determine the voltage regulation using the method like EMF, MMF, Pottier method, we basically require to conduct the tests such as open circuit test and short circuit test, which is the first objective of today's experiment. So in this experiment, open circuit and short circuit test will be conducted to determine the equivalent circuit parameters. So first, performing the test, open circuit and short circuit test, we are going to find the parameters of the equivalent circuit of the alternator, and voltage drop, that is the internal voltage drop, will be determined. This is known as the EMF method. So in the EMF method of determining the regulation of the alternator, first we are going to do the open circuit test and short circuit test, and then we are going to find the equivalent circuit parameters, and from there we are going to find what is the internal voltage drop. Now the OCC characteristic, which is the open circuit characteristic, other name is the magnetization curve of the machine. So it is basically a plot of the no load terminal voltage, that is the generated EMF, versus the field excitation when the machine is running at rated speed. So basically the machine has to run on the rated speed, and we will plot a graph between the generated EMF under the no load condition versus the field excitation. Whereas the short circuit characteristic, we are going to plot the graph between armature current and the field excitation with a symmetrical short circuit applied across the three phase terminals of the alternator. So alternator is basically a three-phase machine. So we need to short circuit and produce a symmetrical short circuit in all the three phases. So under this condition, what is happening? Under these conditions, current in the armature winding completely depends on the internal. Under these conditions, current in the armature winding completely depend on the internal impedance. So internal impedance of the machine basically comprise of the synchronous reactance and the winding resistance. So two things it comprise, the internal impedance. One is synchronous reactance, another is armature winding resistance. So the air gap flux being very small, so the flux in the air gap between the stator and the rotor is very small, and this operates in the linear region. So when we are performing the open circuit characteristic to determine the magnetization curve, which is the curve we operate in the linear region, no saturation has occurred, because after the linear region saturation will occur. So short circuit characteristic is a straight line, only one point on the SCC corresponding to ISCL to IFL. Means the short circuit current that is flowing in the machine under the loaded condition is equal to full load condition. That is need to be determined experimentally. Okay, so basically OC and SC test, that is open circuit and short circuit test, we will first find the synchronous impedance. So synchronous impedance ZS is basically the voltage of the open circuit divided by the current of the short circuit. So once we have find out the value of the ZS, that is the internal synchronous impedance of the machine, we can compute the ZS value at the rated condition, getting the field current corresponding to rated voltage. So basically we divide the open circuit voltage measured open circuit voltage by the short circuit current. Also, the armature resistance is measured using ammeter voltmeter method or a millimeter. So we need to measure the armature resistance. ZS we have determined, armature resistance we have measured, so we can easily determine what is the value of XS. So XS basically is ZS square minus of RA square, because this is a complex quantity. So we can determine what is the reactance of the machine. So armature resistance we have measured, and synchronous impedance we have measured. So XS we can calculate. Effective value of RA is generally taken 1.3 times the DC value measured using multimeter. So whatever the reading we are measured using a multimeter, we multiplied with 1.3 times to get the armature resistance. So this is the panel where we are going to do the test. So we have a motor and an alternator. So motor is basically a DC motor which is a shunt connected winding, and these two are mechanically coupled with each other, and we all these digital instruments are there which shows the reading. And since it is a mechanically coupled, we have two side. One is the DC side, that is the DC shunt motor, and another one is three-phase alternator. So here we are going to measure the DC voltage and the current. Here we are going to measure the AC voltage and the current. So this is the panel of the alternator, and this is the panel of the DC motor that connections need to be done. So given the circuit diagram, we are going to do the connection for the DC shunt motor and the three-phase alternator, where we have the starter to limit the starting current, and as usual we are going to connect. So there are three terminals R, Y and B, which are the three phases of the output of the alternator. So in order to perform the OC test or the SC test, these terminals R, Y and B, we will be connecting a voltmeter or an ammeter to perform the OC and the SC test. So the procedure, first we are going to perform for the OC test. So the OC test, first you connect the circuit and keep the field rheostat at the minimum for the motor. So motor field rheostat will be kept at the minimum, and alternator field switch should be kept at off position. So alternator excitation need not to be done at the beginning, and first we will keep the motor field rheostat at the minimum position. Then the field regulator of the alternator should be kept in the minimum output position. Switch on the MCB and start the motor alternator set using the 3-point starter. So 3-point starter is the one which is used to start the motor, because we have seen in the experiment for the DC machine that the starters limit the starting current, and when using the starter we will be starting the motor first. So the resistance will be slightly cutting down to gather more and more speed for the motor. So you adjust the field rheostat of the motor in order to bring the motor alternator set to a rated speed. So once the rheostat which is connected to the field winding of the motor is varied, it means we are basically varying the flux. So once we are varying the flux, the rated speed of 1500 RPM has to reach. So we see that the motor and the alternator are basically mechanically coupled. So if the motor is running at 1500 RPM, it means the alternator is also running at 1500 RPM. So switch on the field supply now of the alternator. So now the field supply which was closed earlier for the alternator can be turned on, because the rated speed of the alternator has reached. And vary the field regulator. So field regulator is varied with the help of a variac, and note down the field current and the field generated voltage. So this we are going to note down, and after conducting the experiment we slowly close the regulator and bring the MCB off. So after doing this experiment, we are going to take the reading for the field current, what is the voltage, line voltage in the voltmeter connected between two phases R and Y. So this is the line voltage. So phase voltage can be converted, because we know that line voltage is equal to √3 times phase voltage. So we can calculate the phase voltage as line voltage by √3. So we can obtain the phase voltage. So here we have the short circuit test. So in the terminals of RYB, instead of connecting a voltmeter, we are going to connect an ammeter for the short circuit test after doing the proper connection, whereas the DC motor connection will not change. Only change will be there in the three-phase alternator, and the operation will remain the same except the connection. So here also we are going to do the same type of connection, bringing the motor speed to 1500 rpm, and then instead of voltage we are going to measure the current. So here we are going to measure the field current and the generated current. So here we see that the measurement is basically what is the field current and what is the short circuit current that is flowing through the alternator. Resistance of the alternator is measured armature through a millimeter, and then you multiply it with 1.3, that is a multiplication factor, to find the effective resistance. So once we have obtained these all things, we can determine the synchronous impedance of the network, because the open circuit phase voltage we have obtained, short circuit current we have obtained. So ZS formula, basically the open circuit voltage by short circuit current, we can do it to find the synchronous impedance of the machine. RA value we have already measured using a millimeter. So ZS excess we can obtain as under root ZS square minus RE square. So RE being the effective resistance, which is obtained by 1.3 multiplied with armature resistance. Now the time has come where, like after doing this experiment of open circuit and short circuit test, we have found out the resistance, reactance and the synchronous impedance. So we can determine the EMF and the voltage regulation. So the formula for the generated EMF on the alternator at full load condition. So the load is full. So the formula E naught, that is the generated EMF, is under root of V cos phi plus IARE square. So here you have V is the full load terminal voltage, IA is the armature current of the alternator, and cos phi, that is the power factor, that is depending upon the load. So what is the load power factor? So if the load is lagging type, you will be using a plus sign. If the load is leading type, you will be using a negative sign. Similarly, on the other side, we have V sin phi plus minus. So here you also minus, plus minus IA excess. So we have already obtained the value of excess, that is the synchronous reactance. Armature current we have measured, and we can determine the value of the EMF. So once we have obtained the value of the EMF under the full load condition, the percentage voltage regulation formula is change in the terminal voltage from no load to full load value and divided by the full load voltage. So from this equation we can find E naught, and V is the full load rated terminal voltage, which will be given in the nameplate rating. So we can find the percentage voltage regulation for a given power factor condition. So here we vary the power factor from 0, that is 0 power factor, to unity power factor at a different extent, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6 and 0.8, and we obtain the value of sin phi, because cos phi we know, we can easily determine what is the value of sin phi. So for the leading case and for the lagging case, so two different cases we have taken. One is the load is leading in nature, and other is load is lagging in nature. We determine the value of E naught, that is the no load phase voltage, from the formula that has been given in the previous slide. So once we obtain the value of E naught, now we can determine the percentage regulation, again for the leading power factor case and the lagging power factor case, using the formula E naught minus V by V into 100. So we can determine the percentage voltage regulation when the load is lagging and leading type. So now the graph has to be plotted between the open circuit voltage and the field current, short circuit current and the field current, synchronous impedance ZS and the field current, regulation versus power factor. So these are the model graph that are being shown here. On the x-axis we have the field current, and the graph is for the open circuit test. So this is the magnetization graph. So this is the linear region, and then the curve has been saturated. So the short circuit characteristic is basically a straight line passing from the origin, and this is the ZS value, that is the synchronous synchronous impedance of the machine. So for the different percentage regulation and the power factor value, we for the different power factor value of the load. So this is the load, and here we have the lagging nature, and this side we have the leading nature. So load can be lagging or leading. We determine the value of the percentage regulation and draw the graph. So graph can be drawn at a half full load or the full load condition. So finally, we can determine the percentage regulation at full load unity power factor condition and full load 0.8 power factor lagging condition and full load 0.8 power factor leading condition. So this is the result that we need to find at the final doing the experiment. So at the end, some questions need to be answered. That is, what is defined the synchronous impedance, that is ZS. The voltage regulation will be positive, negative and zero under which condition. So when the voltage regulation will be positive, when it is negative and when it is zero. The regulation is maximum under which load power factor. So when the regulation is said to be maximum. What is the skin effect and why is the short circuit characteristic a straight line? So these are few questions that can be answered after doing this experiment. So this experiment where we have performed the no load test and short circuit test on a three-phase alternator is because we need to find the performance or predetermine the voltage regulation without actual loading the machine. So we have a motor and a generator set which are used to determine at the different loading power factor condition what are the open circuit voltage and the short circuit voltage, and determine the voltage regulation using the formulas for the induced EMF E0 and the rated terminal voltage V. So please see the connections to understand how the circuits are being connected and how the measurement are being done. So already the video has been shared. Thank you for now.